Hello guys, Ivan here from Radio Express. This is day 2, but actually it's day 3 of Radio Days Europe here in Riga in Latvia, and it is always good to have Jacqueline Bierhorst, who's the president of WorldDAB, with us.
Hi Ivan.
It's so good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Last we spoke, that was in Athens last
Yes.
year. So what's been going on? I know you're busy and you're doing amazing work.
Well, so did you. I heard, and I need to congratulate you on that you started a new show with superstar Bryan Adams.
We did. Thank you very much.
My God, that's really good.
Thank you, Jackie. Yes, that was hard work, and it took a few months to get to where we are. But it is launching, and we have already stations we're talking to, speaking with.
Of course.
So audiences throughout Europe and the wider world, they will be listening to Bryan Adams very, very soon in the next couple of weeks.
Cool.
So thank you so much.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I loved the headline of your session. Basically, why DAB is more important than ever right now, and why radio is more important than ever.
Yes, especially broadcasts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So please, if you could summarize, the session for those of our viewers.
Okay,
who would later watch the full recording, but for those outside of Europe.
We had the session started with Bernie O'Neill. She's our project director of WorldDAB, and she outlined what the session would contain, but also pointed out the importance of good regulation and the ECC and the follow-up on that in Europe with the DNA that is going to be formed. And then she introduced us all. So she introduced Brit of Estonia and Sarah from Flanders, part of Belgium, and also David Fernandez Quijada from South 180, who made a policy toolbox, which is really interesting for countries. Yes, for countries that are on the verge of getting digital broadcast in, but don't know how to make legislation, or broadcasters that are insecure about, hey, but I have dual transmission costs. What happened around the globe to prevent me from getting bankrupt if I do FM and DAB alongside, you know? So we made a toolbox for that, and we're going to publish that in May. So there will be an official moment for that, but we had a teaser in our session. So that was Bernie.
Big announcement.
Yes, big announcement. And then I did an update on what happened around the world. But if I go back to the title, and I would wrap it up in a few lines, then my takeout would be that broadcasts matters because it gives radio reach.
Yes.
Resilience and control. So and it supports safety.
Yes.
Protects language and your culture, and it keeps distribution in our own hands as broadcasters. And I think that's very important. I don't say anything against online distribution, which is also very important, but you have to have a broadcast backbone, as we've seen in Spain when there's power outages.
Yes.
As we've seen through terrorism attacks.
Yes.
We've seen through extreme weather.
Yes.
Then mobile towers are less robust.
Yes.
And so broadcast towers are more robust and resilient.
Yes.
And DAB+ is.
Yes.
And it also included a warning system, ASA, Automatic Safety Alert, which will be implemented in Germany, as they had an awful flood in 2021. That's now part of their warning system in the country. So there's a lot to talk about.
Yes.
But I think that is a key. And there's another key takeaway. As we've heard along this, we've had 5 sessions on the importance of radio in cars.
Yes.
Yeah?
So let's move on to cars as well, because that's, I guess, one of the key points for us.
Yeah, it's a heartland.
Trying
in the radio.
to speak to manufacturers and have them acknowledge and understand.
Yes. Well, to stay strong in that car, you need a great user experience.
True.
Yeah. And we have the WorldDAB user experience guidelines for that. So we have metadata through DAB+, but you can also have DAB metadata through IP, and you can combine them in hybrid. So
Yes.
with strong metadata and with broadcast, so the radio button on a car dashboard, or it doesn't need to be a real button, but
Yes.
at least the way in through radio, recognizable
Yes.
radio. For me, the broadcast radio gateway is a gateway into a seamless hybrid experience,
Yes.
bringing DAB and IP together.
Yes.
And for that reason, I think it's also very important to keep your own broadcast ecosystem.
Yes. I agree.
It's unique.
I agree, and also, as we can see further afield, outside of Europe, there are places where the internet could be switched off as well. So broadcasting
Yes.
is a mode where you have relative control
So
as
if
a broadcaster.
exactly, and if you have that radio button, which is based on broadcast,
Yes.
and you want a way into online, you can do that through solutions like, for example, Radio Player that
Yes.
they presented here.
Yes.
You go in on the broadcast experience through FM DAB+.
Yes.
And then if you want more, you press that, and then you can enter
then
that other world.
enter the other
and you
ecosystem.
can go back.
Yes.
And if it's not there due to circumstances that we just described, which you may hope never touch us, but many of us do.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So
yeah.
it's there.
It's good. It's good that WorldDAB is making progress and pushing, because it takes that effort, and I think you're the pressure group that we in the industry rely on.
Well,
because
we love
you
to
keep
do
the
what we
conversation
do.
going.
Yes, yeah. We're on the as I always say, it's a bit of a Dutch expression, on the barricade to keep radio strong in
Yes.
the heartland of the dashboard. We will have our automotive event on the 11th of June in Frankfurt, where we will have new research
Yes.
showing again how important it is that there's broadcast radio in a car
Yes.
available.
Yes.
To prove, to underbuild to policymakers, to car manufacturers, to ourselves,
Yes.
that we matter, and
We
we
do.
do matter. And I also have two other things that I think are very important. We should have one recognizable icon that
Very
says in a
true.
car,
Yes.
everywhere, whether it's a BMW, whether it's a Toyota, whether it's doesn't matter which brand.
Yes.
It should have one icon saying radio
That's radio.
instead of here it is a music signature.
Yeah, the other
and
is-
then you press and you come into a drop-down menu, and there you cannot find it, and you have to
Yes.
press again.
Yes.
So it's not only prominence, but it's also the recognizable
Yeah. And
as
accessibility.
radio.
But
Yeah.
radio must be one tap away,
Yes.
not multiple
No,
taps.
and recognizable in how it looks.
Yes,
Yes, I
yes,
think that's important.
yes.
And on top of that, also one other thing that was here on the that really resonated with me, and I also think that is important, is that we have. It would be nice if we would have one measurement system,
Yes.
which more broadly trusted, more uniform, so we can prove radio's value, and clearly and credibly in a world shaped by algorithms.
That's very true. That's
Yeah.
very true.
And we implemented that, for example, in the Netherlands, and it really helps us. And of course, at first it looks like, oh gosh, your figures are going down. But no, it's not that they're going down. It's just if you do that properly, you see growth. We
Yes.
have a market that grows.
Yes.
And if you have an analog-only market, you see it's declining.
Yes.
So I
That
can
is-
only say have a good digital strategy and think about how you get your measurement. Because 2 times a year, filling in booklets because you saw an advert outside on a billboard.
No, it's not efficient. But yeah, I think in a way it's we. When I say we, the broader industry, somehow we spend quite a bit of time being stuck in our ways, and more progressive organizations like WorldDAB are trying to open our eyes and say, look, guys, actually we need to evolve and we need to remain relevant. And as you say, I completely agree, and I have my personal frustrations with metric systems where, as you say, they will see a billboard and then they'll have the diary and they will make the entry. And then, unfortunately, some radio companies, they will do some clever accounting to make the figures look better because they think they're going downwards. But actually, it's, as you say, the market adjusting, and you can't be in constant growth, so there'll be ups and downs. But you must be focused on trajectory rather than figures.
But you want,
so it's
yes,
it's,
you want advertisers to believe in you.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
because we do
to be
measure,
transparent and honest. Yes.
we are the medium with the biggest reach.
Yes.
And I don't
Yes.
say in time spent we win from all the media. But throughout the globe, 70% use media, use radio every day.
Yes.
So that's 67 billion people.
It's
immense.
It is. It
and
is.
because we're all fragmented in
Yes.
how we measure, they think, if I have an algorithm online, that is it then. But no, don't become solely dependent on that. When you have your unique ecosystem, solve the problem.
Yes, yes. You're right. You're right. There's so much segmentation, and I think the idea of having a unique logo or a button or something that people will recognize globally, or at least to start with at European level, that will help immensely.
Yes.
Because that is how people will just know. And if I could draw a parallel, the brilliant legislation that the European Parliament brought on chargers, on device chargers,
exactly.
And that led the way for the whole world.
But this is also
and
why
it's a good policy.
Yes, and this is also why Radio Ready matters,
Yes.
and the collaboration between
Yes.
all the parties that we
Yes.
find each other, and we have those work streams there with on legislation
Yes.
and on metadata and
Yes.
also on communication marketing, and whether that be business to business, but also how do we look? How do we look?
Yes.
And that metadata is there important, but also that little button.
Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. And lastly, we ask all of our guests, and we did ask you last year as well.
Oh, you did?
The last two questions.
Okay.
First, what is the thing that excites you the most, thinking of the immediate future of radio? And what is the thing that scares you the most? The thing that, worries you from time to time? Again, thinking of the immediate future.
What worries me most is but my worry is less than last year, but that broadcast wouldn't be at the Heartlands anymore in cars, for example, because they take them out. So I think that is a big worry, because we need to stay there. This is also why we fight for prominence, why we make people aware of the importance of radio, broadcast radio in connected cars.
Yes.
That's why our event matters, that's why the research matters, etc. So that is what can worry me, but I do feel that with Radio Ready, with everybody on board, that we are all aware. That's why there were 4 sessions on it during radio days.
Yes.
Because we know and we are realizing now, hey, this is important. So my worry is also something that I'm happy about, because it brought us together.
Yes.
And ultimately, what makes me happy, because that was your other question, is that we collaborate.
Yes.
Because it's all about collaboration. We might be all different broadcasters with different companies and different shareholders, etc. But if we have one common ground, and that is partially control over our own distribution, and making sure we are easily accessible and findable, and we are all agreeing on that, then that makes it one voice.
Yes.
To the world.
And that's a strong voice.
Yes, and that's a strong voice, because we reach billions of people.
That's true.
So that makes us strong.
Jackie, thank you so much for joining us. Always an absolute pleasure. Keep up the good work at WorldDAB. It's a invaluable, precious group. So
thank you very much.
please keep up the good work.
I'll tell the team.
And I hope I'll see you soon.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, and we'll be back very soon.